Hello mga kudoks, how are you? So, you probably clicked on this video because you're planning to go here in the UK as a doctor and you're a bit concerned because of the current situation for foreign doctors coming here to the UK because of the job saturation despite completing all the exams such as the PLAB exam, and people still can't land on their first job in the NHS here in the UK. So in this video, I will share my experience on how I landed on my first job as a doctor here in the UK late 2024, and I'm currently on my second month working as a doctor here in the NHS, and I will be sharing my experience on how I got the job despite the job saturation here in the UK. So if you're interested to know how I did it despite the job saturation, please hang on and watch the video until the end. So first, when you're still in your home country, make sure that you could enhance your CV by doing some training, doing some specialty training, doing some courses, and other things that could enhance your CV before you go and apply for jobs here in the UK. So it varies on your current circumstance. So in my case, before coming here in the UK, I already have some qualifications, more than internship or more than a house job. So what I did, I finished residency training in pediatrics before coming here in the UK. So in the Philippines, I've completed the 3-year residency training. This is post foundation years, and I also finished the certifying exam in the Philippines as a pediatric doctor. So basically, I've finished training. I've completed the certifying exams to be a diplomate in pediatrics in the Philippines, and most likely that enhanced my CV and it helped me got a job here in the UK. Because if you apply for a post, example in pediatrics, for a non-training post or a trust grade post, and example two people applied on this job, so another one doctor already finished pediatric training and another doctor who applied and only had foundation years as their experience, most likely that person who has a GMC registration and who had a lot of experience back home in pediatrics, most likely that person will get the job because of their good experience back home. So my advice, if you have time, if you're not in a hurry in coming here in the UK, and you could go on a residency training or specialty training back home, this would definitely help you land on a job more than someone who only had a few years of experience in their home country. It will also help if you could work few years as a consultant, because if you have um, at least 4 years of experience, including your residency training, it will also help you apply for more jobs here in the UK. You could apply as a specialty doctor if you have 4 years experience in that specialty. So apart from applying on junior jobs, you could also apply for a middle grade job, which includes a specialty doctor post. So make sure, or if you can, if you finish training back home, have a few years of experience, and this will also definitely help you land a job more. In my case, after finishing my pediatric training, I was able to work as a consultant in the Philippines. I even moved abroad in American Samoa, a US territory near Fiji and New Zealand and Hawaii. So I worked there as a pediatric consultant for a few years, then another couple of years again in the Philippines. This was post pediatric residency training. So in my case, I think that really boosted my CV and helped me landed my first job. What else can you do while you're still in your home country? Another thing that you could do is you could do some audits. So I will not dig in on the details of doing an audit, but basically you can do some audits while you're in training or while you're still working as a doctor in your home country, because there's a lot of jobs here in the UK for doctors who are asking for experience in clinical audit. So if you could do an audit in your home country, that would really be helpful, because when you get interviewed and they ask you if you have experience in audits, you could also tell that to the consultants. Another thing that you could do while you're still in your home country is to do some teaching. So in my case, I taught for a few months in my College of Medicine in my home country. So basically in my alma mater. So I did some teaching. I taught some medical students during their patient-doctor relationship subject. So basically, I was teaching them on how to do history, physical examination. I also go with them in the hospital once they interact with patients, and when they extract the history, when they do their physical examination. And I was also a facilitator during their moving examination, during their written exam. So basically, I did some teaching before I came here in the UK. So because there's a lot of jobs who are also asking doctors if they have some teaching experience. So it's one of the, sometimes it could be an essential criteria, it could also be a desirable criteria. So if you could do that while you're still in your home country, and you could do some teaching, you could also do that, because it will definitely help and enhance your CV. So what else can you do? This next thing that you could do while you're still in your home country, it really depends on your life situation. So example, if you have a partner, or if you have a spouse, example, if your spouse is a nurse, you could both decide that you go in the UK through another route. Example, in my case, my wife is a nurse, so she applied here as a nurse, and she's holding the main visa or the working visa. And since she has a working visa, she has an opportunity to bring her dependent. So in our case, so because we don't have kids, it's only the two of us. So my wife came in here first in the UK as a nurse on a working visa, and she included me, and that's why I arrived here in the UK on a spouse or a dependent visa. So while you're on a dependent visa or a spouse visa, basically you could work on any jobs. So you could work as a doctor, either non-training or on a training post. The only restriction in the dependent visa is that you cannot work on any sports related job. So you're not going here as a sports person anyway. So if you can, and if you have a partner who could bring you here in the UK on a spouse or dependent visa, that would be much easier, because at least you already have a right to work here in the UK. But this is quite of course hard, because not all of us has a spouse that could do this kind of route for us. So but if you can, both of you could plan, both of you could agree, and you could do that. So it will be much easier, because if you're on a spouse visa and you already got your GMC registration, it will be easier because you're already here in the UK, and you could do a lot of things such as a clinical attachment, and you could also work on a non-doctor job in the NHS if you're still processing your exams, your GMC registration. So you could do all of those things, because basically you're already here in the UK. You already have a right to work. So it will be an edge compared to someone who are still overseas and would need their visa done. So the other thing that you could do is to do a research study or a research project while you're still in my home country. So in my case, research is already part of my residency training in pediatrics. So basically, I had an experience on doing a research. So this thing could definitely boost your CV, because it could also be a desirable criteria when once you apply for a job as a doctor here in the UK. Actually, it is also ask from me during my interview if I have an experience or previous experience in research. So that will definitely help as well with your CV. So you could might as well do that while you're still in your home country. So I think those are the things that I've done personally before I arrived here in the UK, if I remembered it right. So those are the things that I've done, and those are the things that you could also do, and you could also consider while you're still in your home country, you're still waiting for your first job as a doctor here in the NHS. So, what if you're already here in the UK, like me, on a spouse visa or a dependent visa? What can you do while you're still ongoing GMC registration, while you're still applying for jobs? So what I did is like what all of you guys definitely know is to do a clinical attachment or an observership. So in my case, I've done observership, I've done the attachment, and it definitely helped me land my first job here in the UK. Because if you have your observership or your attachment, you will have an idea about the NHS, even though you're merely observing, you're merely like just from afar. Definitely it will still help you understand the system, the whole NHS system somehow. And apart from that, you will meet a lot of people, so you will have a network of people that will help you, that might suggest you what to do, how you could enter the NHS as a doctor, that could maybe give you some suggestions on how you could land your first job, where to go, what to do, how to enhance your CV. So these people will help you, will support you. So doing a clinical attachment, you will meet all of these people who has been there in the NHS for a long time. So this will definitely help you. So you could achieve this once you get a clinical attachment. Actually, you could do a clinical attachment even though you're still in your home country. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be on a spouse visa to do a clinical attachment. So there's a lot of trust, there's a lot of hospitals here in the UK who would cater a clinical observership or attachment even though you're still in your home country. So might as well do a little bit of research in social media if there's or in various NHS websites if there's a hospital here that could do a clinical attachment and who could help you process your papers while you're still overseas. The other thing that you could do, even though you're not on a spouse visa or if you're still in your home country, is to do some courses. So in my case, since I plan to enter pediatrics, I did a newborn life support or NLS before I had my first job. So it also helped my CV. It helped me get my first job in the NHS because it's one of the desirable criteria on my first job. So if you could do advanced life support, you could do a pediatric advanced life support and other life support programs, even though you're still overseas and you have the capability of coming here in the UK, or if these courses are available in your place or in your home country, might as well do all of those courses if possible, because this will also help you land your first job as a doctor here in the NHS. Also, before I forget, if you're already here in the UK on a dependent visa and you're still applying for jobs or you haven't finished your GMC registration yet, and of course you need to work, right? And if you have time, if you could juggle work with your studies and your GMC registration, you could work on any jobs. My advice is to work in the NHS on any role. If you could work as a healthcare assistant or a phlebotomist or a support worker, you could also do that. At least you will have an idea on how to work in the hospital here. You will get an access in the computer. So somehow you have an idea on how to communicate, how to interact with patients, how to use the computer. So you could also do that. So in my case, I also did that. I worked as a support worker initially while I'm still completing my registration. So I'm almost done with my video because basically those are the things that I've done to get my first job here in the UK. And I think my suggestion for you, if you're still on this journey and you feel that you're already exhausted everything, you just need to keep on trying. Of course, you should do a lot of prayers as well, because if you're just consistent, if you're just persistent, and you continue to enhance yourself every day, you will definitely land your first job here. So you just need to keep on applying, learn from your failures, learn from your failed interviews, learn from your rejections. So you should, every time you send your CV and you get a rejection, or if you have an interview and you were not accepted, you just need to look back on what you've done wrong, or on how you could improve on your next application. So continue applying for jobs, continue to enhance yourself while you're still in your home country. So you could do all of those things as I've mentioned, or even you could do more research, or maybe there's something else that you could do to enhance your CV. Oh, I also forgot. You could also do a Royal College exam apart from doing your PLAB exam. So you could do the MRCP, you could do the MRCPCH, and all of those Royal College exam, because it could also enhance your CV. It could, because it's one of the criterias once you apply for a job. So if you can, if you still have the determination to do those extra exams, the Royal College exams, might as well do it if you're really determined to work as a doctor here in the UK. So you could also do those things. So I think my vlog ends here, and thank you for always watching my vlog. So if you have other questions, please put down all your comments below, so that I could try to answer all of your concerns, your queries on how you could work your way here in the UK. And good luck to all, and all the best. Paalam mga kudoks!